Greetings, everybody. So happy that you're here. We are just getting ready to begin our next session, and we're so pleased that you're able to join us. Today, we are going to be taking on Orchestrated Media Solutions, along with our very valuable partner, Dalet. And Quantum and Dalet have been strong partners for more than a decade, where Dalet has contributed to its media knowledge alongside Quantum's engineers in providing winning solutions to its broadcast and fast-paced production customers. So this allows us, over the years together, we've been providing deeply integrated joint solutions that are tried and tested, giving peace of mind for a safeguarded, integration for our customers. So without further ado, though, let's meet our guest from Dalet. Luke Como has been a media and entertainment industry veteran for more than 30 years, where he spent most of these years working on advancing Dalet's mission. And as market director for MAM and supply chain, Luke oversees the business and product strategy for Dalet's broad customer base. And then also today with us, as you just met, is Quantum's Everett Ward, technical marketing engineer, and he has as well over a couple of decades experience and focus on the media and entertainment industry. So Everett, would you like to kick this off by providing us all an overview of an example architecture between Dalet and StorNext?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here, just this next couple of minutes, is to just kind of give a brief overview of what our architecture would look like with Dalet's products connected up in line with us. It kind of overwhelming with different type of connections in here, but essentially this is just our infrastructure. With Dalet, we typically have a NAS share or a connections over DLC with the StorNext client. There's a very stringent test program that runs it through, and we're happy to say that we passed that pretty well. But anyway, this is kind of the infrastructure that we would typically see. There's a lot more behind the scenes. I know it's like I was telling Luke earlier, the asset manager looks like this little piece in here, but the reality is it's a huge piece. And so thankfully we have Luke on here to go through that with us. So that being said, I know it was a pretty quick overview, but what I'd like to do is, Luke, can you tell us some about the offerings that Dalet provides media and entertainment industry, which of these do you see today advantage in today's changing workflows? Maybe you can also give us an idea of new business realities you're seeing in the industry now based on recent circumstances in the world.
Sure. All right. So, so thanks. First, thanks, Everett and Jessica, for giving us the opportunity to speak about our solution and strategic partnerships with Quantum. At Dalet, we've been helping out our customers build better stories for over 30 years, with over 1,000 customers worldwide, which is ranging from news networks to sports teams, post-production, brands, institutions, and many more that I'm forgetting. Our focus has always been on providing tools and solutions that help you, better create, manage, distribute, and obviously monetize this content. The solutions cover quite a range of applications for many organizations dealing with media. And today, most organizations typically have a media strategy. So this is going to be a bit complex, but we got a state-of-the-art product lineup of both software solutions and hardware that can address each part of the content journey, from ideation all the way to consumption. We have two flagship platforms Dalet Galaxy, which is our production-intensive environment for live productions and broadcasters and news operations. And we also have Uyala Flex media platform. This is our modern content supply chain that empowers multi-platform distribution, OTT, and digital teams around the world. For us, the acquisition of Uyala was strategic, not only because of obviously the addition of their tech stack, but more importantly, because of the people and the know-how. And with this, we're now able to provide a much broader state-of-the-art product line, which covered that entire content value chain. At the core, we have an enterprise content library built on a flexible data model, enabling asset-centric collaboration workflows. I'll come back to the asset-centric model, which is very key here. This combined with our modular solutions for native media productions, tools to ingest, curate, produce, review, package, distribute content, all supported by the platform, designed on an open, secure, scalable, distributed, cloud-native, or hybrid architecture, offering this business agility that we'll be touching on a little bit later on. We see this orchestration being at the core of the value proposition, bringing powerful workflow engine that streamlines and delivers while providing this business efficiency and visibility into your audience and the efficacy of the plan that you've executed. So this constant feedback loop around this orchestration. In terms of where we're seeing certain drivers on the market, and obviously with today's realities, we see an acceleration that's even more relevant, obviously today, with remote collaboration becoming quickly adopted, accepted, and common practice, even in the media production. With this, we're seeing the need to present and manage a collection of repositories and resources spread across locations and sites through a single collective experience. Also, with the proliferation of outlets available to the consumers, keeping that engagement for your brand with an ever so fragmented and volatile audience is going to require media organizations to be able to quickly onboard new digital strategies and facilitate this greater efficiency through automation and augmented services to supplement and provide better discoverability for that audience. There's also a shift towards new business and service models, offering organizations fast and easy solutions either to test new strategies or to onboard new services. While those market realities are obviously in alignment with our strategy and has been for quite a while, two key trends have confirmed this accelerated pace, namely cloud. And what's key here is cloud is a key component of a media organization's strategy. And we believe it's here to stay. Whether you're talking about public cloud, hybrid cloud, or even building your own data centers or private clouds, the reality is that the speed at which cloud is being adopted is increasing. We're deploying solutions that are leveraging the cloud, whether from cloud-native media supply chains, where we originally started, and more recently into cloud news production environments, where our customers who've advanced this have reaped real tangible results with stronger tool sets to cope with this current situation. The other one is the need for mobility and having this as an important part of your day-to-day operations. Having launched and delivered last year at IBC, our remote editing framework has proven quite timely, a number of our customers already deployed it, and we're now seeing a huge increase in the demand for these kinds of remote workflows. And it does build on the previous cloud point, obviously, because it leverages it.
All right, thanks. And let me say quickly also for the audience that we will be opening up to Q&A for everybody at the end. But if you have questions along the way, please feel free to go ahead and use the question feature through the WebEx platform and go ahead and send your questions in, and we'll address those at the end. So thank you. But I have a question already for you, Luke, and that is, can you tell us a bit about what Dalet does for its certified solutions with StorNext, and what is the importance of a certified solution with Quantum? There are other offerings that can say they work together. However, ours are truly certified, and that is important. Can you talk to that a bit?
Sure. So first and foremost, we believe that this is a partnership, and one that, as you stated, that spanned over a decade of collaboration. That certification process has always been a collaborative process. Not only are we learning best practices from Quantum, but as well, we've had the opportunity to provide our industry feedback and expertise on high-performance media workflows. The result of this collaboration has helped provide seamless interoperability, eliminating the need for special coding or complex integration. And where our customers get virtually unlimited storage that's both cost-efficient and flexible. Also, the certification for Quantum's Excel Scale-Out NAS has also expanded how we can further address the management and workflow demands of today's production environments. For example, by automatically and seamlessly move data between storage tiers to match the most appropriate and cost-effective policies defined by the Dalet NAB and choreograph like that.
Thank you. That's really helpful. And I'm going to share the screen back with you, actually, so that you're able to share your slides. I think that you may have some additional slides. So let me move this back to you.
And so, Luke, I have a question for you as well. So could you expand a little bit on the fluid media workflows combined with StorNext and how they shine?
Sure.
And what's so special about about managing that media?
Yeah. Okay, so let me quickly tee up a very simplistic example, but that highlights this high demand that we're talking about, fast-paced workflows. So obviously, making high-resolution content available for desktop production while managing ingest, playout, archives is definitely a challenge, especially at scale. And in live, everyone wants it now. So with this simplistic diagram, as an example of our typical fast-paced broadcast customers producing live programs, we're seeing on the left our Dalet Brio servers running on standard IT and allowing very high port densities capable of up to UHD resolution for ingest and playback directly off of the central StorNext production share. This storage needs to address the demands of both live studio operations and craft editors, but also while serving up simultaneously access to, say, for example, the Dalet transcoder farms generating in real time while the live game is going on, and where that resultant proxy level video is accessible to a much wider creative and editorial team to interact with this live and archival content through our Dalet platform and clients. We call those high-demand workflows while scenarios. While it's recording, while it's editing, while it's playing, everybody can access it at the same time. This, of course, is achieved through a robust, obviously robust file system, as well as our ability to choreograph the media asset flow of that journey through the Dalet workflow engine. Our MAM abstracts and manages multiple media rendition, the high resolution, the proxy resolution, the OTT versions, manages all these resolutions across local, nearline, offline, remote, and cloud tiers into a metadata-rich asset, part of our content catalog and ripe for production at scale for all our customers. Back to you, Jessica.
Oh, thanks. And I'm going to keep control with you for future slides so that you can share further. Because I wanted to ask you also, about your portfolio, because there is so much. You have such a broad portfolio, as you very vividly depicted with the prior slide, which is really impressive. And so I wanted to ask you a little more about how your offerings solve so many challenges to customers. And if you can talk to us a little bit more about Dalet and even how you help media organizations that are distributed across multiple sites so that they can collaborate remotely. And I know that you've addressed it, in different aspects, but I was wondering if you could, expand on that a bit more.
Yeah, sure. So clearly, as you stated, the portfolio is quite comprehensive and would require more than this session to go through it all. I invite everybody to Dalet.com to familiarize themselves with the depth and breadth of this portfolio. But like I highlighted earlier, this clear and like you said, this clear drive towards remote collaboration, distributed work is definitely at the forefront and key to our strategy. So I'd like to highlight 4 solutions that really address what you just stated in consideration to those remote distributed workflows.
Right.
So starting with our DevelopX Cloud. So this is our dedicated cloud-hosted and managed Galaxy MAM system. It provides a full complement of both multimedia remote editing, even under a difficult network condition, like you're at home and your kids aren't live streaming off of 12 devices. And also this being backed by an intelligent local caching mechanism, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, that can boost this collaboration and bring fresh content to your own production, including also editing off growing files, live growing files, while enabling your operations to scale out and expand as demand grows through this flexible deployment cloud-hosted product, either as a full cloud or as a hybrid cloud and on-premise deployments with multiple sites, for example. The second one is our Uyala Flex media platform that sits and this,
sorry.
Yeah, no problem. And it sits at the heart of our modernized supply chain of tomorrow. It brings this modern approach in a way that content is created, distributed throughout its lifespan, delivering this efficiency and cost effectiveness via a cloud native and distributed platform. Core to this platform are 3 major pillars. flexible and configurable workflows, that gives you complete control over, that workflow and that content journey. A rich and powerful business-led metadata engine that can easily adapt and adopt to your standards and help you curate and distribute more engaging content across your digital outlets. And finally, data-driven analytics accessible throughout all the stages of your content journey to help make those informed decisions on how to amplify your brand. The combination of all these elements allows media companies and enterprises to deliver more content quicker for more revenue opportunities. Thirdly, along with enabling this team access to all the resources remotely through our enterprise cloud platforms, we've also helped the creatives to do their craft from anywhere in 2 offerings. The first one is Dalet OneCut, our secure, feature-rich remote editing platform used for video and audio workflows. The distributed architecture serving up editors remotely does so by, like I mentioned, intelligently caching proxies at the local host level, at the laptop of that editor, so that the editor might want to use some of the content back at headquarters or other location by browsing the MAM catalog, but as well bring in some local content that he might have shot in the field and mix the 2 together in their timeline. When it comes time to render or conform this with both remote content and localized content, Dalet can choreograph the relocalizing of all this high-resolution content used on the editor's timeline in order to render either from his laptop or to intelligently decide to upload only the editor's local high-resolution content that he might have shot in the field up to the central system, wherever it is, for background rendering. Secondly, we've greatly expanded our native Adobe Premiere panel capabilities with remote collaboration in mind, such as project and sequence indexing and handling, so that our creatives can easily toggle between the MAM's managed high-resolution content or proxy renditions wherever they reside again, and let the Dalet MAM handle the rendering to the back office where there's Adobe Media Encoders, for example. Having the MAM handle and present content as asset and not files takes the file management challenge away from the editor's concern, and as well, it provides a much richer set of metadata, both asset and temporal, time-coded metadata, obtained from the Dalet MAM from curators or external data sources, where this rich data can also flow through their editing process. So the ability to have this inheritance where the data from the parents is passed on to the newly produced content. And fourthly, and finally, we have new services that further extend this value of our platform as pure SaaS services. 2 of them, the first one is Dalet Storefront, for example. This is a portal into your rich inventory catalog, your Dalet MAM catalog, securely exposing this catalog for partners and affiliates as a content marketplace with familiar shopping experience to enable your partners or affiliates a quick look at the available content for them to actually request or strike a deal for licensing, et cetera, et cetera. The other one is Dalet Media Cortex. This is our AI-driven platform that provides cognitive services and aggregation to expedite this content discovery and automate tasks such as subtitling. This AI really is about injecting and infusing the intelligence everywhere within our media workflow. That means that content tagging, for example, will enable us to enrich content automatically. For example, sports players identification, music rights, automatic CGs, auto captions, and caption translation. Or automate operations, so enabling predicting deadlines and SLAs and optimizing the supply chain based on the current and future loads, all the way to augmenting productions where we already see automated game or play highlights auto-generated based on AI or discovery services. All the way to news-style automated lower thirds from discovering the personality on camera. And finally, all the way through connected audiences. And this is where enabling discovery search and informing, for example, creatives as to which segments of the content they produce had more success than another. So really infusing this AI intelligence into all the steps and the business steps of our MAM production workflow is really at the forefront of what we advocate. And on this, I'll turn it back to you, Jessica.
I can tell you that is fascinating, and I'm sure allowing customers to be able to leverage their content further like that and monetize it is just extremely attractive. So,
indeed.
Thank you very much. So let's see, I am going to turn back and share my screen. I wanted to then take us on to our Q&A session, and also remind everybody that you have the ability to win potentially a $25 Uber Eats gift card. We'll be doing that later. But in the meantime, you know, we do want to try to keep our VirtualQ NAB event as, you know, close to a personable experience as possible. So, but with that, I did want to open it up for Q&A. I didn't see any initially. Let me see. I think we touched on this already, Luke, but if there's anything to add, there was a question of how you use metadata for searches. And I know that you did cover that, but I don't know if there was anything additional that you wanted to share for that.
Yeah, I mean, metadata is a subject that we can certainly spend a week on. But what's really important is it's at the core of what we do. So this notion of abstracting the file level, so having basically an umbrella on top of all the file tiers, all the storage tiers, having the ability to have one record, even though I'm choreographing the orchestration of when does an essence file need to be retired to Nearline or to archive storage manager, while still keeping and preserving that metadata to that asset, that thing. It's one thing. It's not 6 different records because I have 6 files of the same thing, maybe in different flavors, maybe on different buckets. So at the core of our approach is a data model that abstract the physical level. Then the layers of metadata that we can put on top of that is really 6-fold or probably more, but really at the core is asset metadata. It's like the index card on your CD, or if anybody has a CD anymore. But it's basically the index card for the entirety of that thing, that asset, with schemas, the way that you define what metadata you want to present at that record level, who's allowed to see what, who's allowed to modify that metadata, and then having a powerful search engine serving that, and not only serving your searches, but help you through discovery find things. Who goes on Amazon and actually expands, if you know how to do that, but expand the search engine to go pick the fields that you want to search. You just type, I'm looking for shoes, and it goes, I've got 2 million women's shoes, 1 million men's shoes. Do you want leather, cloth, et cetera, et cetera. So the power of the search is not only for explicit search. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm going to search specifically for something, but it's also through discoverability. Did you know that I also found 2 plays from that player, because I know you're looking for that player from your initial query. So backing that with a powerful search engine, and then having all the other layers of, for example, temporal metadata. At this point in time, it's a dunk by this player. And then having additional layers of metadata where we can have semantics and ontologies that provide you a relational schema for further enhancing that. Could go on, but really the power of the data is only as good as how you can present this to the user experience and expedite the access to what they're actually looking for.
Very helpful. We're about up on time. I do have a couple of other questions from one person asking about integration and testing out Dalet with some of the new StorNext releases and functionalities. And so I personally don't know where we're at in that process. So if you'd like, we can address and follow up with this person personally afterwards. But I did want to acknowledge that I do see your questions and noting that. And so we will circle back with you directly. As many of you might have seen, we did announce today StorNext 6.4 and some...
Which we just validated. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Thanks for that, Luke.
That ticks off one of the questions for this person.
Yep.
So that is excellent. We will obviously be having further releases and significant enhancements later this year. And so we'll be, as always, working closely together for that. I can't speak, for Dalet as far as timing on that.
Well, it's an ongoing process and iterative process. Every time, obviously, something is new coming down the line, we're actively engaged with Quantum in going through, again, this revalidation across. Again, if you go look at our website, a huge portfolio that interacts with, for example, StorNext. So it's not just our video servers, but it's also our workflow engines and many things, our video editors and all of this. So it's an ongoing iterative process that as new goodies come out, we're actively working hand in hand with the Quantum team in validating.
Excellent. And we are thrilled as well. We don't see any additional questions. Everett?
No, I think
do you have?
Yeah, I think it's good. That was, like I said, that was one of the questions that was asked about the 6.4. So that's good to get that out today.
No problem.
So yeah, I'm good, Luke. Thank you very much for the time today. It was as usual informative.
Great. It's my pleasure, guys.
Thank you very much. And everybody, thank you very much for joining. And if you do have additional questions that come to you later, please reach out to your quantum sales team, and they can reach out to us, and we will answer any and all of your questions. And if there are questions that are for Luke, we will certainly pull Luke in as well. So I think with that, we will say thank you very much, and hope that you are joining additional sessions as well. We'll be having more the balance today, tomorrow, and Thursday. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you as well.